Eat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million?
$30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Lily Etter with Boise State Volleyball. On the court, it's all about setting up the perfect play. And right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is serving up the perfect deal during our June anniversary sale. In volleyball, every point counts, and this June, every deal counts too. At Lithia Ford's anniversary sale, we're setting you up with incredible inventory and competitive pricing on all your favorite Ford models. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where your purchase helps support Boise State athletics through their NIL partnerships and athletic sponsorships. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Ashton Jeanty back in Albertsons Stadium, a jam-packed Albertsons Stadium, 25,000+ people packing it on Saturday night for the Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live, and there he is. Ashton Jeanty, hyped. He was hyped. Ashton Jeanty back. I can't say on the blue, can I? It wasn't blue, but how about Ashton Jeanty back in town? And man, that looked like a lot of fun there for the Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live event. If you were at the event, let us know what you thought. If you liked it, how was it? But man, Ashton Jeanty, that was awesome. And that thing looked awesome. We're going to talk to Jay Tust here in a little bit. He was there with his family. I had a kids baseball tournament and couldn't get, but was seeing all the videos and things. And Ashton Jeanty coming out in the Smashton Jeanty monster truck. And that was pretty cool. That was really cool to see and looked like just an awesome night. So if you were there, let us know and tell us what you thought, because they keep talking about all these extra events and trying to, find other revenue sources and Extra Mile Arena and Albertsons Stadium. And I mean, that sure looked like a hit. I mean, was that a one-time deal? You went to it because it was cool? Or was it I'll go back next year if I hope they come back? We know the banana ball is going to be a big hit, but let us know. We do not have Brad Bedell today. We're going to have Jay Tust. We will have Jay Tust today. We are going to talk some football. Brad is on vacation, I believe, down in Mexico. So I know Brad loves BNN, but I doubt he is him or his wife want him joining us right now while he's down in Mexico. So no Brad Bedell. We're going to have Chris Van Sickle, by the way, join us tomorrow. We're swapping Jay Tust for today. And then Chris Van Sickle is going to join us tomorrow. A ton of movement recruiting-wise. Hopefully you're following BroncoNationNews.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. You can go to our football tab, our recruiting tab, click on the commitments tab, and you can take a look, because Boise State now up to, count them, 8 commits, including 3 in the last couple of days. They had Kingston Parks, a wide receiver. They had Hassan Smith, a corner, and then Parker Bagley, the edge from up there in Lewiston, committed on as well. So they are rolling in the commitments. I believe they're up to 8 now. And you talk about Mitchell on the 2nd earlier in the week, and then you had Payco on the 31st of May, and Grayson Kazmuz on the 30th. So I believe that's like six commitments in basically a week. So they are rolling. They had McFarland a couple weeks ago. They had obviously the quarterback Kill Snyder back in October, I guess it was. But the football team is absolutely rolling with the football commitments, and we will talk about them some. But obviously, guys that aren't signed, Jay Tust can't talk too much about those guys. So as an employee of Boise State, so we will have Chris Van Sickle tomorrow. And you can go read all of his stories and all the recruits and things. I have another one on one of the commits that he just submitted that will get posted right after the show. But you can rest assured that we'll talk football today. We got Roger Carreon, offensive lineman, on our top 10 list, and we'll talk about football and all that stuff. But Jay Tust is going to join us here in a few minutes, and we swapped at the last minute him for today since Brad's unavailable, and then Chris Van Sickle will talk tomorrow. And as I said, when Chris joins us, he's interviewing, he's talking to all these commits. We'll go heavy tomorrow on the recruiting and the some of the commits and visits and things, and we'll talk football recruiting tomorrow with Chris Van Sickle. Surf City Bill, they're great, but bittersweet. It's unlikely any standout player will stick for 3 or 4 years. I mean, that is the unfortunate part of college athletics today, unfortunately. You can't really expect or plan to have those guys, but with that said, Ashton Jeanty last night, that's one of the cool stories, right? One of the cool stories, like a Saturday night, in college, where he did not take the big payday for that 1 year, and he will forever be welcomed back at events like the Monster Truck Show and Banana Ball and whatever else they have. I mean, he will have a statue someday. He will be one of the all-time greats, and Ty Benefield, unfortunately, won't be that. Ty Benefield could have been that, maybe. Right? If he would have had a huge year and been a second round pick, Ty Benefield maybe could have been that. But he go get the payday at LSU, good for him. And I know a lot of you guys will say once a Bronco, always a Bronco and all that, but it's not the same, right? You don't feel the same about Ty Benefield coming back next year's Monster Truck Show after a year at LSU as opposed to Ashton Jeanty. You just don't. And some of the other guys that, whether it's Andrew Simpson or some of these guys, it's just not the same. And Talon Green, his was more mismanagement by the coaching staff and how they used him, which I don't think surprised anybody that he was leaving. Not necessarily him not wanting to be here, just him wanting to play. But Cottage Cheese says not even remotely the same. And I agree. And so you're not wrong, Surf City Bill. That is the disappointing part of this. It's probably going to happen more and more. But with that said, it makes you treasure a guy like Ashton Jeanty even more because he may be one of the last of a dying breed. It makes you appreciate a Tyson Degenhart even more. 4 years, same place, don't leave. On the basketball side, that's going to be pretty unheard of moving forward. Football side, what Ashton Jeanty did, just not going to happen as much moving forward here, unfortunately. But that made the Monster Truck event awesome. Was there, but the last-minute security change of allowing stadium seats might change my mind on attending many more events, as those bleachers are hard to sit on for hours. Someone did post this on the message board, and I don't know if that's you, BSU Fan 86, or this was somebody else. There is a thread on our message board about the event. If you went, like I said, let us know. There is some talk, I guess, they did not allow people to bring in their own seats, the stadium seats. I don't know if that is, I have not confirmed if that is 100% moving forward the plan. I don't know, if that was a one-time thing for the Monster Truck Show. I don't know if they're now saying you can never bring a stadium bleacher in for football games. I can't speak on that. I'd be a little surprised if they said no bleachers for football games. Maybe that was a Hot Wheels Monster Truck thing. I don't know, but maybe somebody told you, BSU Fan 86, that plan. Thankfully we do get Jeremiah Dickey on here monthly. And we can ask him. I can reach out to some other folks in the athletic department as well and ask and see what the plan is for that. So I don't know. I saw a couple people upset. That was something in the chat, like I said, but I don't know, or in the message boards talking about the event. But I don't know if that was a one-time thing or if that was something that was, a new change they're making going forward here. I don't know. Billy, watching from Minnesota, always appreciate you. Luis Soto, ready to talk some football. Appreciate you as well. Dylan checking in from Idaho Falls. Adam in Texas. Always love Louisiana. Appreciate you. Always great to see San Diego. Man, we are really going coast to coast today. I love always giving us the shout outs. Always please let us know where you're watching from. And it always makes it cool to see coast to coast where folks are watching from. And when we're going Louisiana to Minnesota to North Carolina to San Diego today. We're coast to coast, and we always appreciate it. Robbie Robinson, I was there. It was amazing. Again, would love to hear folks that were there, your thoughts. Again, I don't know about, Jay Tust jumping on now. I don't know about the chairback issue. I don't know. I don't want to put Jay on the spot if he knows anything about that. Hey, Jay Tust joins us. How we doing, Jay?
I'm good, bud. How are you?
Doing good. We had a guy on here complaining, and there was somebody else on our message boards. I guess they wouldn't let people bring in chairbacks to sit on the bleachers, and they're worried that's a permanent change now for the football. This guy says that's what both security and bag check told me for all events. Do you know, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'll try to reach out to Chris. I don't know. I'd be hard-pressed to believe that was a change for football games now where you can't bring in one of those chairbacks, but I don't know. But do you know anything about that? Or
I don't know anything about that, but yeah, we could certainly try to get an answer. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know if that was a Hot Wheels monster truck, thing or what, but I guess some folks were turned away with chairbacks and had to go put them back in the car, and he was complaining about sitting on the bleachers for 3 hours. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know about that, to be honest with you, but yeah, we can look into that for sure. Try to get an answer.
By the way, I mean, that's no disrespect, BSU Fan 86, but I mean, if that's the biggest complaint of the night, that your back hurt a little because you couldn't have your chair back. I mean, it seemed just like an unbelievable night, and we're going to talk Roger Carreon here, Jay, but you were there with your family, and I couldn't quite make it. We had a baseball game that ran long, but all the videos I saw, all the pictures and everything, I mean, just looked like a unbelievable afternoon with the pre-show thing out there with all the I mean, just from afternoon straight through, it just looked like a unbelievable thing. And I saw the VIP folks got their pictures with Jeanty, and Jeremiah Dickey was taking photo. I don't know. Were you in the VIP? Was there a spot to line up to get your photo as well? Or
definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay. But overall, I mean, I don't know what you guys as a department and a staff were hoping to get out of that thing, but it certainly looked like it was packed, and a lot of people had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was one of those rare moments where I just kind of got to enjoy something going on at Albertsons Stadium. I mean, like,
you had club seats. It looked like you must know somebody.
I guess, yeah. I lucked out with those. It is funny though, BJ, because like, how many times do you or me get to like go to Albertsons Stadium and just like watch an event? It's like really a handful of times, and so it's actually kind of interesting to consume something like that as a spectator versus trying to, work it or anything like that. I honestly, man, it blew away my expectations. I initially thought like, oh, this will be fun to take my kids to. They'll enjoy it. But as it got a little closer, and I mean, like, as you know, I work right by the Blue. And so seeing that transform last week into like a monster truck arena, I kind of got a little more excited. And then it actually was just like a really cool event, and hopefully it bodes well for the future. But I think that whether it be our people here at Boise State or Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live, like it was phenomenal. And you'll even see, like, you'll go on social media and they can't wait to continue this thing in terms of like these types of events. Like they'll adjust and try to do better next time. But man, I'm telling you personally, all the fans and friends and family that I saw that night, before, during, after, they all thought it was awesome. I think the only thing that I will do differently next time, if it comes back, is I'm getting there at 2:30. Like, we didn't get there till about 4:30, and I feel like we missed out on some stuff, and like, just trying to get around and see stuff and buy Brooks a shirt and things. You know how it goes. Before we know it, it's like a half hour into the event, and I haven't even sat down yet. So
they had all the trucks and stuff out there in the parking lot before all that, right? Yeah,
exactly. But you could have got there, VIP experience, 2:30, and started looking at all of them and everything. We got there a little bit late because, well, we still have a 10-month-old.
You only got a certain window, and you got to make sure they're good to go at 6:30. So I get it.
Exactly. But no, it really was a cool event. It blew away my expectations. And like, even leading up to the event last week, BJ, like, I think that people saw that it didn't look like it was like there were a lot of tickets out, but like normally Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live, like they're in a smaller venue, kind of like maybe like the Idaho Center or something like that. So, to get 20,000 would have been a big deal. And, as we all saw, we, blew past that. I don't even know what the exact final number was, but I think it's
packed. It looked packed.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that it was the biggest show in the history of Monster Truck Hot Wheels Live, potentially anywhere, but definitely in the United States.
Now, Ashton Jeanty, it's one thing to have him show up, but to have him actually drive the truck. Yeah. We opened the show with the video. I'll show it again. Like, Jay, the minors, I mean, those are not the easiest things to drive. And I mean, there's a video out there, I think it was in Columbia or something last year or year before, Jay, not to get, negative, where someone was driving a monster truck, and it was in like a kind of a similar thing, and lost control, and the truck like went into the crowd, and like some people like passed. I mean, it was, all I'm saying is like the fact that they let Ashton Jeanty drive this thing, and he was revving it up a little bit, but everyone was wanting to go off a ramp or something. But I mean, but the fact that like he didn't just ride with somebody, that he actually drove the thing himself, that was pretty awesome. And I like how they did it later in the show. It sounded like it wasn't right off the top or whatever, and so the crowd was fired up. But Ashton Jeanty making his return, I thought was one of the highlights, obviously.
I mean, look at this. He's driving that through a pretty tight window there, DJ.
Left side looked a little close there. I know Nathan Burke probably was holding his breath.
Right? And he's hammering it. Like, he went way faster than I thought he was going to go. This is awesome.
And the Seven Nation Army was a good choice for the song there.
Yep.
And then how about this video from Chris Van Sickle on BNN? How about when Ashton got out? He was hyped right here, Jay.
Yeah. I thought when he took the turn, I was like, wait, is he going to drive over the cars? He started taking a little height, but then he drove around them. And then when he got out of the car and started kind of hopping like he does, I was like, he's not going to do a backflip, is he? Kind of another, like, signature move of his. But look how hyped he is. You're right, man. Like, what a cool moment to have him back. Fans loved it. He loved it. Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live loved it. Like, it really was just, I don't even know how you top that. Like,
And they had the cars were blue and orange too, so there was a little bit of they didn't paint the whole dirt blue, obviously, but they definitely had a blue and orange flavor there. And even some of the seats they blocked off in the front couple rows because of the dirt and all that was blue and orange tarping and stuff.
Yeah, and I thought actually there were at least parts of the dirt that were blue and orange that they stayed blue and orange like a majority of the show. It was like the freestyle event in the when they started doing the donuts too, that maybe got ripped up a little bit. But man, I really thought it was an awesome event. I hope they do it again. Nathan Burke and all those guys over there that did just a tremendous job. He's got a great crew, and the marketing.
Is all the dirt gone already?
I was so disappointed when I walked into work this morning. It like a majority of it's all cleaned up. Like I still thought I thought I'd get like one last peek at it. Maybe. No, it's like maybe from like the 20 or 30 yard line down, or maybe a little beyond the 50. I can't remember, but for the most part, like the dirt's gone. A majority of the blue is now visible once again, which now we're on to the next thing because we get to tear that thing up in about 2 weeks.
Now, I mentioned this last week, Jay. On Thursday's show, we have a big time guest. Now, if you're our biggest guest we've ever gotten, maybe this will be our second biggest. But the person who purchased the 10-yard line Big Cat from Barstool is actually coming on the show on Thursday.
Go.
So we will be getting Big Cat on to talk about. He did an interview with Kellen Moore also. I don't know if you saw that or not. And they were talking about him not being in the College Football Hall of Fame, and he was talking to him about buying the 10-yard line and all that. And they had a little discussion. And I said, you know what? Let's take a shot here. And the PR people helped. I guess Big Cat literally has a person, Jay, that when you email him, it says Big Cat's assistant or whatever. Like he has a guy that just does all that for him. And so it wasn't even like PR for the Fox, whoever it is, Barstool. It was just his assistant. And I was like, okay, but we got it set up, and he's going to join us on Thursday. And I'm going to have to ask him if he's a little nervous. If you heard about the monster truck show running over his 10-yard line, but I guess he bought a bigger piece for the whole Barstool office or something. I don't know all the details. He said he got a piece of the sideline, but we're going to get him on Thursday. And right, you're right. What are they, a week away or so from once this is all cleaned up? Right away, they're starting to take that out, and it'll take about a month, I guess, for the new full turf to come in, and then right after it's done, they're going to paint it all blue for Banana Ball.
Yep.
The yard lines and stuff. They're going to have a full baseball field painted on there right after I'm sure that all washes off and everything, but I still find that kind of crazy that the very first, a week after a brand new $1 million turf's put in, they're going to paint over it.
It does seem a little wild, but it's cool to see. Honestly, what I walked out of there thinking, BJ, if monster trucks were cool, like Banana Ball is going to be insane.
Yeah. And
you get 2 nights of it. Like it's going to be Banana Ball is going to be nuts.
Yep. And you mentioned the pre-show thing out there for the truck show. That, as someone that's been to it, that thing starts at like noon, and it's a party. I kid you not, Jay. By the time the game starts, I was like, my kids and me were exhausted. I mean, and it was also like 110 degrees that day in St. Louis when we went, and it was brutal. But they do there's a whole stage out in the parking lot. I don't know what side they're going to do that on. I don't know if you know which side of the football stadium they're going to do that. Maybe they do that out in the grass. I don't know. Right before fall camp starts, they probably don't want all those people out there in the grass practice field. But they usually have a big, huge stage and a big hole. All the players come out for autograph signings, and there's a pep rally, and it's a whole day out there as well in terms of the merchandise stands and all that. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. But awesome event. And I'll say this real quick. I do want to move on, but about Jeanty, somebody said in the chat earlier, Jay, because I mentioned all the football commits they got over the weekend, and he said, oh, well, great, you won't see him in 3 or 4 years. They'll go somewhere else or whatever. And I just the current era of college athletics, you can't count on that. Well, I mentioned Ty Benefield. Like Ty Benefield, heck of a player, but goes to LSU for a year. Like you can't bring him back to drive a monster truck on the blue. Ashton Jeanty, Tyson Degenhart, these dying breeds of players, like 10 years from now, they could bring Jeanty back to do that again or whatever. Like, or he could be the guy pinch hitting in a month at Banana Ball. Like, I mean, it does make you appreciate. And I know they made a large donation to his charity, and so that was great to see. And hats off to everybody that pulled that off to make him come back. And I don't know how many tickets they sold just because Jeanty came back. I know the numbers did go up at the end, but I think a lot of that's just the way it standard works, for that. But they probably sold some tickets knowing he was going to be back for that. But that was Jeanty being back for that is a really cool thing, and it does remind you, like, maybe that, nothing against Ty Benefield, did what he had to do, got paid, and is going to go on to do great things. But Jeanty could have done that, decided to stay, and events like Saturday night, can happen because of it.
I see what you're saying, and I mean, Jeanty made a really unique decision, it feels like, in this day and age. And even since he made that decision, this thing has evolved tremendously, right? Like, who even knows? I mean, there might have been a program out there that just would have kept throwing $1 million on it on top of whatever their asking price was until he said yes, but you're right, man. He captivated a city, and he's got a city behind him. He's got a state behind him, for that matter. And it is cool to see there is some longevity to it if you, if you make a decision like Ashton made. He backed it up. He was phenomenal, and he continues to be tremendous. And I had the chance to talk with him a little bit too, and we are going to post that interview, soon on Bronco Studios Live.
Nice.
But
did you get him in studio?
We got him in studio.
There you go. All right, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But he's exactly like he left us, man. Like, he's the exact same guy that we interviewed for the last time in New York or whatever. Like, humble, nice. Even though he probably doesn't have time for us, he doesn't act like like.
Well, he's coming back again next week for his camp and stuff. So it was interesting that he came back for. I assume he's not staying, but I mean, the fact that he came in, basically 2 weekends in a row for his camp and for this. That was cool. They were able to lure him back in for this. And Robbie Robinson does say, Jay, I will admit that was a big reason that I went. Had a lot more fun than I anticipated I would, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't get the tickets to see Jeanty. So there you go. And he's probably not the only person that probably.
He's probably not. Nope. But I mean, that just shows like it all worked out perfectly. It was a great idea. It was flawless execution when it came to that part of it. And like I said, I don't even know how you one up that.
No, they're gonna try here in 2 months or whatever, but that'll be tough to do. Okay, a couple of things I want to hit on. Roger Carreon's on our list. I want to talk about him. Another dumb, crazy court injunction today with the quarterback at Texas Tech. I do want to bring that up just because I saw a comment in the chat about it, and that's just ridiculous that you can bet on your own team and still play college football, and just that thing bugs me to see that. Having no interest in how good Texas Tech's going to be, no idea where they rank in the Big 12 this year, whatever. That's absolutely nuts to me. So there's a couple, we mentioned the football recruits, a couple other things to discuss. We'll do that here with Jay Tust momentarily, but do want to thank our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Had to get some work done on my truck. Came on, and literally while we're talking here, Teddy, my serviceman, just sent me a text saying that your vehicle is ready for pickup. So nice way to start a Monday morning. Appreciate Jim Sturk and Lithia Ford of Boise. Dropped it off, I think, Thursday. They got it fixed on Friday, and by Monday, I've got my vehicle back. So whether you need an oil change, service, they can do it all. They have a great service department there if you have a Ford vehicle. So Lithia Ford of Boise, new, pre-owned. You don't have to buy from them, folks. If you just need an oil change or need some work done, you didn't have to buy it there. You can take it into their service department, and they text you every step of the way with updates on your vehicle. They send you a video of like the inspection, like from a GoPro or something on the guy's forehead of you seeing what they were looking at when they were looking at your car. So great stuff. Appreciate them. And you should go up and get your new or pre-owned vehicle. If you Lithia Ford of Boise, you can check them out online at lithiafordboise.com. Hey, Sun Cruiser, by the way, Jay, a new flaw in the system here. When I go from one ad to the next, it briefly shows us on camera. So I'm I had to remind Prater, and I'm just letting you know. Real Sun Cruiser, real iced tea, real vodka, whether you're looking to have a beverage while you're golfing, hanging out with your buddies. You got the World Cup starting this weekend. Sun Cruiser, appreciate them, our studio sponsor here at BNN. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile e-branch online banking right there in your smartphone. ICCU, we appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News, and so happy that we made the switch with our personal and business accounts. You can just move money around so easy, and all the different things that you didn't realize you were missing with our previous bank. Once we got to ICCU, it was like, wow, they can do that. Oh, wow, they can do that. Okay, great. So ICCU, appreciate them. ICCU.com. Hey, looking to save some money and go to Jackson's. Extra Mile by Jackson's can help you get to Roaring Springs. That's right. Buy 2 Coca-Cola products, Jackson Extra Mile by Jackson's, and you can get to Roaring Springs Water Park. Savings up to $32, Jay, at Roaring Springs. And you just have to buy 2 Coca-Cola products from our friends at Jackson's. All right, Jay, rolling along here. Let's see. I'm looking at some of the comments here. All right. What did you make of the injunction that was granted, by the way, Jay? Brandon Sorsby, the quarterback there at Texas Tech, is allowed to play for Texas Tech, at least for now. The NCAA can appeal that, and they probably will. Some of the hot takes I'm seeing out there, but I guess according to the court, the quote, one of the wording sentences, Jay, this court finds that applicant has demonstrated that he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if this court does not issue this temporary injunction, because he will be unable to participate as a member of Texas Tech University's 2026 football team. Again, bet on his own team, I believe. And I don't know. A lot of hot takes, like I said, but now there's no rules. It's crazy. You just get a court in your county or get a judge in your county that, likes your football team, and you can get whatever ruling you want. There's now no power with the NCAA. And I thought this one was a pretty cut and dry case. You bet on your own team, but he must have an amazing lawyer, Jay, because some of the wording on terms of the emotional stress and all this stuff, and nobody's trying to. Mental health's a real deal, and no one's trying to minimize all that. But it's just it's getting crazy here with some of the stuff you can put out there and get approved.
Yeah, I just think in general in college athletics lately, there's a lot of times where it feels like we're squeezing stuff out of the toothpaste tube, and as you know, it's really hard to put toothpaste back in the tube, right? So you just wonder about the precedents this sets now, because I'm not fluent in legalese and stuff like that, but moving forward now, if this stuff ever comes up, there's a direct case that people can point to and say it was a 2-game suspension. And those 2 games are Abilene Christian and Oregon State, I believe that I saw. So, all the mostly meaningful games for Texas Tech, he will still be able to, participate in. And so it's interesting, man, in terms of what's going on in the NCAA right now. I was just reading a tweet from Scott Van Pelt during your ad reads, and he was basically saying, like, there aren't rules. If you disagree with something, you go to court. If you disagree with that ruling in court, you go to court again. And then you just do it until you find somebody that basically says, no, you're good, and then you move forward. So it's interesting, man. Like on one hand, like it's a separate but related argument. I mean, we got guys going into college here, and there's gambling promotion on just about everything you look at these days. And so it's tough, but that's also another thing about these kids and them, going into college and the money they make now. I guess they're held to a little bit higher of a higher standard, but maybe not too now.
Pete Thamel, speaking of tweets, he says, reaction from lawyer Tom Mars, a veteran of NCAA cases, quote, in 40 years as a lawyer, I've never been as shocked and surprised by a court ruling. And it goes down the line. Everyone's kind of, and like I said, and it was a Lubbock County judge, I believe, or courtroom. So, it's, I know they don't have ties didn't go to Texas Tech, whatever, but in that town with them, it is, it's getting crazy, man. It is corrupt as it gets with some of these small town judges and towns and things. And, it's, I don't know. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, frankly, Jay, with, but
I know that's why I don't know if surprise is the right word. Cause at the end of the day, like woke up, saw that. Well, I guess it was when I got to work or whatever, but yeah, I saw that and I was just like, I'm not like that surprised.
No, we had the Alabama judge that let the basketball player play at Alabama that had been in the NBA or whatever, or overseas. It's you're right. Like or Scott Van Pelt, whoever's right. Like if you don't get what you want, you just find another judge that'll give you what you want. It's
I think
crazy,
it's another example where hopefully we can move forward in college athletics and get some significant structure in place so that everybody, like I was joking around, like we talk about moving goalposts. Like now there's aren't goalposts. Like it's just like
think about how taboo. Like I've been in the restrooms there at the varsity center. They have the toilet tips. Love the toilet tips there. When you go down, you just have your 20 seconds, and they have a, I think I'm allowed to say this. I don't know. There's like a little piece of paper right above the restroom where the compliance office does a very good job every month of reminding coaches, reminding players what the rules are. And every year around March Madness, they have the one up there that says you can't fill out a bracket, any kind of bracket pools, things like that. And it's just crazy to think about where we've gone, where you could never in a million years even mention a point spread on a game, mention any kind of gambling, and none of this. And now we literally have players who have confirmed to have bet on their own team. And I don't know if he technically played in the game, whatever, but he was on a team in college, bet on his team, prop bets, game bets, whatever. And the court system says, no, you're still good to. We don't want to cause you to lose any money. It doesn't matter what you do, but we know this will hurt you. And so we're going to go ahead and let you play. I mean, it is just crazy 5, 6, whatever years it is to see where all this has gone.
Yeah. I mean, they've made documentaries on this stuff that, highlighted maybe people fixing games. And I'm not saying he fixed the game, because I don't know the details there or anything like that, but it just, that stuff has been taken pretty seriously. And it's, once upon a time, you couldn't get cream cheese on your bagel. Now you can make millions of dollars as a player. Think
about Boise State football and getting they bought some recruits or incoming freshmen McDonald's or whatever, or they let them sleep on their floor because the dorms didn't open for a week or whatever, and the guys wanted to get there early, and they got hammered with all these punishments and things like that. And now you got it's just. There you go. Oh, how about that? I didn't even see that. We lost scholarships because someone ate a McDonald's cheeseburger, right? Like, I don't remember the exact penalty, Jay, but there was just some. I mean, I saw somebody else tweeted something about South Carolina, or somebody gave one of the recruits a cookie cake with his name on it or something at his hotel, and they counted that as some sort of violation because it was personalized or something. It's ridiculous. But we're a new low today, unfortunately. But lack of institutional control.
Yeah.
No control at the institution because they, whatever. I don't know.
Pretty much
Ian Johnson described everything. Knitting? What was that one?
He during the Fiesta Bowl run, he would knit like beanies, and I believe it was for like a good cause, and or something like that. But he would not allow the NCAA would not allow him to sell those.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember that. For some reason, that one's not ringing a bell for me.
Yeah, well, that was before you got here, but that was the thing. He would knit beanies.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
All right, let's talk Roger Carreon here for a couple minutes. Number 10 on our list of the 26 actually most important players on the Boise State football team heading into 2026. Want to give you a quick shout out to Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com, the Cantina crunchy chicken tacos, their whole Cantina line, the bowls. So many great options. They got the slushies, they got the cheesy roll-ups, all the great breakfast items as well. Taco Bell, visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. Jay, have you got the jacket yet? I'm still waiting for you to show up on a show wearing this jacket.
Nope, I haven't yet. I don't know exactly when those come in. The pre-order obviously happened a little bit earlier this year, so maybe about a month and a half ago, but I think they get in a little bit later this summer.
All right. I know. I mean, this has Kent Riddle on a cold Saturday night at the James on a post-game show written all over him. But the 40th anniversary of the Blue, you can pick up their customizable gear. And obviously, if you need any Boise State basketball, football gear, the NIL, speaking of NIL, the jerseys, they can slap the screen printing on there in a couple of minutes and get you that fully customizable jersey. We appreciate the Blue and Orange Store, officially licensed Boise State merchandise right there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame, at the OG location there at the mall, or of course, order anywhere in the world online, theblueandorange.store.com. Hey, Matt Bauscher Real Estate, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, Matt's your guy. Check him out at BauscherRealEstate.com. And Jay, Matt is giving a $50 discount to anybody that still wants to go to the Horseshoe Collective camps on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. If if you want to go, Matt Bauscher, check his social media. He's got about a $50, I think it's a code for a $50 discount. So Matt's basically footing the bill for $50 and helping you out if you want to get your kids to one of these camps this weekend. The basketball camp, they have the volleyball camp, and just tell you what, your kid better not be a post player in the 6th grade level, because you're going to have him be guarding Naismith Reigns down there in the post this weekend. My son, looking forward to. He's not much of a basketball player, Jay. He's a baseball player. Honestly, doesn't know much. Doesn't really, I'll be honest, doesn't love basketball. But with a name like Naismith, I got to change that. So we're going to get him at this camp and see if we can get him going for basketball. But the Horseshoe Collective camps, horseshoecamps.com. Check them out if you're interested in going or having your kid go. Parents, you're welcome to stay, I believe, and watch. And so you can get in there, and there's going to be our first look, Jay, at the camp. But our first look will be coming today, I guess, the first official team practice for the basketball team. And again, horseshoecamps.com. But we're going to have some media availability. Coach Rice and maybe a player or two, and I'm not sure if they're going to let us stay and watch practice or not, but the first official day of the summer program for the basketball team starts today, so that'll be fun. And at 12:30, we're going to talk to Coach Rice and maybe a player or two, and I'm looking forward to that. And then they'll be here and then doing the camp this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's that they some of the guys started to get in last week. Basically, there are other guys that have been here for a while. I know Peanut, Julian, those guys have been here for a little while. Ray Bergerson, those guys. I mean, I don't even know if he ever left. To be honest, he lives here. But I've seen those guys working out for the last few weeks over inside the VC. But yeah, it's time to get a little hyped about basketball. Like, just a little lull in the schedule when it comes to maybe some of the sports and entertainment around here. So what better time to come out and check out the hoops team than right now?
And to answer your question, Dylan, my understanding is yes. And it may be more. It might not be a game. It may be games. We'll just leave it at that. Idaho Falls, I know they're working on that, Jay. Still some stuff to announce. I don't even know what you can say about they came out with Rocco Miller, and then I was able to confirm the 2 games down in Southern California. I don't think you guys have officially announced it yet. I don't know if contracts are done, but they're 5 pretty solid games to the schedule already with the ones that have been announced: Wichita State and Nebraska and Butler coming to town, and then those 2. And then if they are, as I've been hearing, get a game or 2 over in Idaho Falls, maybe a small kind of 3 or 4 team thing there. That would be great as well. But basketball's getting going. Football's going as well. They're in their official, I believe today's their first official day as well of the offseason program. They had their camp last week. And Jay, Roger Carreon, we had all 5 linemen on the list at some point here, and we tried to line them up on Mondays, to be honest with you, because Brad Bedell was our host on Mondays, and Brad Bedell decided, Jay, instead of talking about Roger Carreon with us, he wanted to go to Mexico with his wife, and he said he wanted to so badly join us, from the poolside bar this morning, but he said, you know what, I know Jay wants to get back on there, so I'm gonna let Jay take the show today, and he'll jump back on maybe next week. But that was, in all fairness, why I said the list isn't exactly perfect, but we tried to line it up where we had a lot of linemen on Mondays, so we had 25, 20, 15, 10, I think were. So Roger Carreon is today, and it was in part for Brad to be here, but I forgot about his vacation, and that's more important, obviously, and good for him. But Roger Carreon, we have him as the most important of the 5J. I mean, I think you could argue, obviously, a new center is super important. A left tackle replacing Cage Casey is super important. But as Chris Van Sickle notes in the article, a lot of this is experience-based, leadership-based, being that, veteran returning guy on a unit that has some newcomers and some fresh faces. And I know you might not say the right guard if you're just going 1 through 5 is the most important spot on the line, but all the other things that come to mind, the other guys you got to replace, like I said, the leadership, the intangibles. Roger Carreon as a leader and as a guy that has experience to kind of lead this group is going to be a very key piece this year. And we've got Roger Carreon as the highest offensive line, number 10 overall on our list.
Well, you texted me this morning asking me if I wanted to fill in, and initially I said no, but then I followed up and said, who are we talking about today? And you said, oh, Roger Carreon's on the list, and I said, sign me up, because I'm excited about Raj. I think that this is a big year for him, not only in terms of just like his ability and the fact he's going to be a starter, but this guy, I think he's going to be in line to be a team captain for that matter, and I think he's going to have an awesome year, BJ.
Yep, and he's just a quick shout out. He's a Lithia Ford of Boise guy, so I know he's got a vehicle there, an NIL deal there from Jim Sturk. So we got to always give that shout out and appreciate Jim for taking care of Roger, whether it was
Yeah.
a year or two ago when you're trying to keep these guys that want to stay. And I'm sure Carreon's had opportunities like a lot of these guys have through back channels, whatever, in the portal. And he's stayed here in part to guys like Jim Sturk.
Yeah.
But got to keep him healthy this year. Big
Yes.
year for him to stay healthy out there, because if he can play a full 14-game season, Jay, I mean, he's a guy that you would think here is going to get some pro opportunities after the season.
I agree with you. And I mean, it's tough to call somebody the toughest guy on a football team, because there are a lot of tough guys on a football team. But I don't know how many times last year we saw, the medical staff go out, help Roger off the field. They'd tape him back up, and he'd be, and he was eagerly jogging back out there to line up again at guard. He's one tough dude. And so, if he can't go, like, nobody could go in that situation. I love his mentality. He's a great leader, leads by example. He's a fun guy to talk to as well, for that matter. Great interview. And I think he's going to step into the spotlight this year in a big-time leadership role. It's a big opportunity for him. I mean, you go back 2 years ago, the Fiesta Bowl team, whether it be him or Mason Randolph for that matter, both those guys have significant injuries that they suffer that should have kept them out all season. And they both worked their way back into the starting lineup for that matter. And both of them played in the Fiesta Bowl that year. It'll be fun to see Roger play at Oregon this year, in all honesty, just because that's where the 2024 season took a significant turn for him. I can't remember. It was the second or third play of the game, BJ, where, his leg just got caught in a bad situation. And unfortunately he had to miss, the next almost 3 months because of it. So it'll be nice to see him open up the season this year and, have a hopefully healthy and happy year for the Broncos.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. I mean, he started 13 of 14 games last year, but in not many of those 13 games was he 100%. And so he was out there, but how he wasn't healthy. And like you said, I mean, he's just peeling himself off the ground at times to get back up there and get back into the huddle for the next play. And so the toughness and all that is certainly there. But so he was out there last year for most of the season. You just want him to be out there and be healthier. I know you're never healthy, I guess, fully healthy after the first day of fall camp or whatever. I mean, I get that, especially as an offensive lineman, but I think it's 27 career starts, Jay, for Roger Carreon. And that includes what you said, missing, a good chunk of the season a couple years ago, but 27 career starts along the line. He's one of the more experienced guys on the team in the Pac-12. I mean, he's going to be a guy they're going to lean on. And this line as a whole, Jay, as I said, man, I know we're going to have another series where we look at questions on this team, and we'll get into more of maybe a bigger picture offensive line discussion. But you're bringing in a new left tackle, a new center, some other guys that have been in and out of the lineup at spots, and so, I mean, he's the one kind of just staple that you have been able to count on and know if he's healthy, he's going to be in there the last 3 or 4 years. And he's got a lot on his plate too, in terms of a new center to his left and new guys around him. I mean, he's they need him to stay healthy and have a good year because of some of the other newcomers and questions on that line.
I mean, that's just one of those positions where if he stays healthy, gosh, man, you feel really good about it, because Dalen Matoyer is getting healthy, and likely a guy that he started all your games last year, right? So he should be back in that position again this year. And then on the left side, they've raved about Tyler Etheridge. Stuart Taufa has had a phenomenal spring as well, given his age and where he's at and things. So I don't know. That's a group. I'm really excited to see how that group comes together and attacks Oregon in that season opener, because I definitely think that there's some potential up front for the Broncos.
Shane saying that Ashton Jeanty could have even had a bigger game if Roger Carreon had been out there against Oregon.
I mean, you never know, maybe.
Well, didn't somebody else get hurt that game too on the line? Well, maybe it was late in the game, right? When was that late in the game when – oh, no, that was in the game before that, and Zach Holmes had to start at center because Mason went down in the game before that at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, Mason, tore his bicep late in the fourth quarter. I want to say there was on the –
wasn't it play 67 or something?
It was
something?
It was the eighth to last. That's a thing, play of the game. I mean, the game was almost over. They were trying to put the thing away, and he tore his bicep. So, yeah, then you had Zach Holmes in there starting against Oregon.
You mentioned the Ashton. He's back on staff, by the way, helping out with the offensive line as is he a GA, I guess, with working with the centers and stuff.
He's around for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned the Ashton Jeanty interview. Looking forward to that. What What I know you got a lot of specials and things going on, but what else do you want to promote with Bronco Studios?
Yeah, so we've taken a break from our normal cadence, but we still got a lot in store for you. So we do have Ashton Jeanty coming up. We are tracking down Ty Rogers to talk with him. And then we also have a track special coming up. Track special's basically done because they've left for Oregon. So we'll have that for you, I believe, tomorrow. But yeah, working on getting some of these guys in studio that now they're finally on campus, and we'll see how it goes.
So I'm excited about Ty Rogers, man. He's one of the guys that I want to, if they let us peek in to watch practice. I'm guessing today they may not, unless the layup line or something. They want to have a few organized practices usually before they let us come in there and kind of make big, get the cameras rolling and stuff so they look like they know what they're doing out there and not, first practice still learning stuff. But Ty Rogers, man, one of those guys that I think was a huge final piece that could be there's a lot of guys on this basketball team I'm intrigued about, and he's certainly near the top of the list.
Yeah, I think that a comparison I was kind of throwing out there, not apples to apples necessarily, but like this will be like a Abu Kigab level of impact in my opinion.
Okay, that's good. That is a good.
I don't know if I want it like a little different in terms of players. Ty only shot 1 3 at Illinois. Abu wasn't like a huge 3-point shooter before he got to Boise State, and then he developed that a little bit. So I'm interested to see maybe that part of Ty's game, take off. I'd love to see him in a layup line, but BJ, I want to see him shoot a 3.
How about that?
I just want to see what it looks like. I don't know what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like.
Hey, by the way, a quick shout out to my this is the 11U championship game last night, Jay. They're having the umpires meeting at home plate before the game. These two teams are from the same organization. You have, a quote-unquote A team, quote-unquote B team, however you want to call it. It's two very good, talented teams. Look at the little dance contest going on here on the left and right. My son's team is on the left here, and look what they decide to do here at the end. They get the little aura dance with the guy on the boat, and they're all creeping towards home plate here. And this is like moments before the championship game is starting. And look at the fun these kids are having, and it makes you kind of reminds you what it's all about here, Jay, in terms of youth baseball. And I don't think that was my kid's idea, but they were having some fun before the championship game there.
I love that. That's awesome. That's hilarious.
And then Naismith went out and was 2 for 3, and they won. So
let's go, Naismith.
But I was watching it, and they're dancing. I think the Macarena was actually playing at that point, and they're the two teams are about to play in this championship game, and they're 11-year-olds, and they're dancing, and it makes you, when your dad's upset with the batting lineup or that your kid's not playing or everything else going on or whatever, and you get back and you see these kids
they're just having fun,
10, 11 years old, about to play in the championship game, their 6th game of the weekend. It's 6 p.m. on a Sunday, and it's like, you know what? It reminds you what it's all about, man. I'm
excited.
I want to give them a shout out. Shout out to both the Dylan Davis and his team, Matt McDonald, both teams. Great game, 8-3, and it was fun to see that moment in the pregame.
I know that these times are busy for you. I know every now and then it means you have to miss monster trucks at Albertsons Stadium, but I'm excited for these days in my future.
They're coming, dude. I cannot wait till you get your first complaint from somebody about the lineup you put out there.
Yeah,
T-ball, man. T-ball batting order. You better be ready for it. Can I come be an assistant coach? Can I help out?
Absolutely. You get to answer those questions. You're better about dealing with that stuff than I am.
Well, it would be so much easier if you that's why in high school, college, pros, you don't, 99% of the time you don't have a dad of a kid coach. I mean, it's so much harder to do all that. And so, I can't wait for you, Jay. You're close. You're got to be within 2 years of T-ball maybe.
For Collins tried it this year. Brooks is probably a year and a half away. We'll see. We'll see if at least a year and a half, I'm guessing.
All right. Well, I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. Because both teams, it was a fun, cool moment, and it really brought me back to it's about the kids, and it's why they play youth sports and baseball, and to be having a little dance contest right before the opening first pitch or whatever was kind of cool. But Jay, I'm going to keep this rolling for a few minutes. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping on. We'll be looking forward to the Ashton Jeanty interview and everything else you have coming to Bronco Studios, and on short notice rearranging your day. We appreciate you making it happen today, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, buddy.
We'll see you for interviews here at 12:30, I guess.
Yep.
There he is, Jay Tust. Appreciate him for joining us. Go check Bronco Studios for all their great stuff. Hey, Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. check out mysignatureroofing.com. We appreciate Signature Roofing for their support of Bronco Nation News. If you need a new roof, maybe just a repair to your roof, whether it's an inspection, an estimate, go check it out. Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. We appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. Follow them on Instagram. They do a ton of giveaways. We're giving away a new roof later this summer. Follow Signature Roofing on Instagram and make sure you're ready for their giveaways and things. Hey, Element Fencing, elementfencing.com. They are ready for that fencing project you may have, and you've been on the fence about it. Well, now is the time. 631-2790, elementfencing.com. Whether it's a re-fence, if you need a new fence, completely new fence for your backyard, they'll do it. If you got a pole or a post or something coming down, or part of the fence needs to be replaced, they can do that as well. They repaired a hole in our fence. The HOA put in a new fence on the outside border, and it left a hole on our inside fence with our neighbor, and there was a gap, and our dog was getting through, and Element Fencing came out, found the matching fence, and fixed it and made it perfect. So decks, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, pergolas, I mean, you name it, they can do it all. Element Fencing, check them out, elementfencing.com. Tell Brady and company you heard about us, heard about it on BNN, or just reach out to me and I can help connect you directly. Ridley Family Markets, shop ridleys.com. Locations across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, McCall, even surrounding states. We appreciate Ridley's Family Markets, and they've been a long-time supporter of BNN and myself on a personal level, and so I really am grateful to Ridley's. And if you have a chance, maybe it's a couple extra minute drive to get to the Cuna Ridley's or something, I recommend it, folks. It's a great local family-run business, and we appreciate them, and great prices, great deals. Please support Ridley's Family Markets. And same goes for Andy Rowe and rowpaint.com. If you got that painting project, now's the time. Interior, exterior painting, check them out at rowpaint.com. We appreciate Andy Rowe and company for their support of BNN, and appreciate all of them for all of our sponsors. Again, there's no show with no sponsors, folks. All these sponsors, the other ones we've told you about, if you like watching these shows for free on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, it's because of our great sponsors. So support the sponsors, and that's the name of the game here, and tell them you heard about it on BNN. Another recruiting article coming up after the show. I got to get off here because I have a call at 10 with a potential sponsor, actually. But the website, bronconationnews.com, you can go subscribe at bronconationnews.com. Go subscribe right now and read all of Chris's recruiting coverage. And again, Chris Van Sickle will join us tomorrow. 6 new football recruits in the last week. That's right, 6 new recruits in about a week. Chris Van Sickle, our recruiting analyst, expert, guru, whatever you want to call him. He's been talking to these guys. You can go to bronconationnews.com right now if you're a subscriber and hear from these guys and read their stories and find out about the newest commits. And then Chris will join us on tomorrow's show as well to talk about all these guys. So appreciate you. Go subscribe, bronconationnews.com. 60% off right now. I think it's for one more week. 60% off the annual rate. Perfect time to subscribe, read up on all the recruits. Big recruiting month with all the official visits and things happening. Appreciate you guys. Go support the sponsors. Go subscribe. Give us a like and a subscription here on YouTube on the way out the door. And we'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News Live, bronconationnews.com. Take care, everybody.